Welcome to our Rolemaster Actual play session. Twilight of the Old Order is a campaign set in the world of Duyranaki, the continent of men. In this gritty, cutthroat world, politics, religion, and commerce are all intertwined and reign supreme. Characters need to be both smart and ruthless to survive. We hope you enjoy our story, and, as always, may the dice roll in your favor. This is episode 150 of Twilight of the Old Order. The party have again picked up the trail of their foes, the Committee for the New Age. We pick up the tale with our heroes as they have just been confronted by a huge 14-foot tall plate-armored creature. Hello, I'm Chris, otherwise known as GM Chance, and as the words say on screen, a very hearty welcome to our story. That story is Twilight of the Old Order. There are 6 characters in play today, and in a second or so we're going to hear from the players of those characters. They're going to be answering a character development question or two, just fleshing out a little bit more detail about the character's past, likes, dislikes, etc. Just helps us and you, our viewers and listeners, get to know the character a bit better. Before we do, my habitual, my regular, but my very sincere, our very sincere thank you for the people that subscribe, take an interest, and are generally supportive of this channel. It really is appreciated. We've had a few new subscribers. We've recently had Boogie453. Thanks, Boogie. We've had Sylvia Bruno, Stuart Mitchell, Carlos Vastel, and Mark Mason, and Chico Hell. In the last little while have ticked the little box down below and become subscribers to the channel. Hope you're all really enjoying the stories that we're telling, and yes, really appreciate your interest, your enthusiasm, your comments, your advice, your picking up on the rules when occasionally the GM misses something, as I did last time. So thank you to one of our regular viewers, Strazko, I think the person's name is, for picking that up. This is our hobby. We do it for fun, and we're thrilled that other people enjoy our story and enjoy the tales that we tell. Right, no more further ado, cracking into hearing a bit more about the faces up on screen. And today we start with Stara. Stara, the floor is yours.
The question I'm going to answer for Jada is, what magical artifact does she desire the most? So she's always a bit conflicted because she can kill people, but she's a healer, so it's a bit of a conflict. That's why she fights with a quarterstaff and a sling. Doesn't really have swords and stuff. But what she always has wanted is to be able to control the elements. After watching Karios, she just thought that was amazing because it's a weapon, but it sort of can just stop people getting near you. So she always thought that was amazing, these ice walls and stuff. So she's hoping one day she'll find something that will help her do that.
Okay, interesting.
Can we have, who's next on our list? Pete.
Oh, that's very thoughtful. Didn't know that was part of what Jada wanted. That's cool. Thank you. For Nicholas, he's going to want to answer, what is the most powerful spell your character has witnessed? I thought I'd decided on it, but now I'm not so sure. When we left the in-between, I've soon cast some sort of astral travel spell using sort of devices and these arcane lodestones and things that we'd found. I think that was a pretty powerful spell. But thinking back also, and please correct me, GM, if I'm wrong, because he might completely have missed one very memorable spell that is not so memorable. But also on the island of Darn, when the party first arrived, we went through some sort of personality trial, some sort of I don't know, with the warden of Darn sort of guiding us through. But we went in individually into the sort of dark room and had an experience or had visions of people and from our past and how we reacted to them or situations. And I guess they will watch. Ningwen was watching and sort of reading us from that. I reckon that sounds hugely powerful as well. So those would be my two thoughts on the most powerful spell Nicholas has witnessed. But do correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, you did from memory, and again, viewers and listeners might be scratching their heads. This was an earlier episode before we started filming, of course. From memory, you had a channeling resistance roll to deal with that situation. Very high, potent channeling resistance roll, which you all failed. And yes, as a result, you went through that process. So yes, that would have been definitely high magic. Certainly Afsun taking you out of the in-between. Pretty potent stuff, for sure. Cool, nice one. Thanks, Pete.
Thank you. Can we please hear from Yotto?
Thanks, Pete. It's always nice to hear a bit about what happened before Yotto joined the party. So the question for Yotto is a pretty simple one. What magical artifact does your character desire the most? So by profession, Yotto is a warrior mage, but more of an emphasis on the warrior than the mage, and that's because he's not very strong in terms of his power points. So what Yotto desires the most is some ability to amp up his capacity to use his spells, because he's got lots of them and got some fun stuff he can do with them, but he's fairly limited in how he can use them at the current time.
He needs a PowerPoint multiplier, technically. In the game. He does. Or he needs the money to buy one.
Yeah, he's not very good at money either. I doesn't really like money. It's all a bit tricky, really. And he's not proving the luckiest character either, just at the moment. But there you go. And on that note, I might hand over to Graham.
Righto. Severin. Magic weapon. He knows exactly which magic weapon he wants, and he knows exactly where it is. But in terms of powerful spells, I think probably isn't. I mean, the ones that Pete's just mentioned would trump this. But in terms of the spell that had the most impact on the time at a time where he was not exposed to magic in quite the same way as he is now, would be when in the outpost of Narth, when they got embroiled in a street fight, which saw the death of an opponent. Some rather hasty moves were made from a now deceased character. He was therefore witness to a series of groups who came in and actually accurately recalled the past and played out everything that had happened in real time before a jury. And that was a bit of a shock because they'd obviously concocted quite a story in their defense, and then saw exactly what would happen and played back to them, and he was just astounded by that. And that was a kind of early exposure to some very powerful magic.
If you just before you move on, just if I may, if you have a look at some of I think it's the astrologer lists, either the astrologer or the seer lists, you can see a lot of visions behind, etc. spells which allow you to do exactly that. So they're there in the book, and they are potent. The other the character that that met their demise, by the way, was executed by the authorities. You may recall. Again, this was long before we started filming. Sorry, Graham.
Right. And then moving to Tenya, in terms of, what's I got an answer for her? Item. At the moment, she is, as a sneaky person, she is relying on other people to turn her invisible. She would love some sort of device, so pop it on your list, Jim. To turn herself invisible would be ideal. Thanks.
Julie
moving
noted.
on. Stara. No, who's not gone? Has everyone gone?
Haskell.
Me.
Haskell.
For Haskell, also, what magical artifact does your character desire the most? I think he would really like something more that could do offensive type spells or damaging that way. So, he's a little bit limited in his current spell list, so he'd want something that can do a bit more ranged attack, and a little bit more at will. Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, that'd be Haskell.
Excellent. There we go. Gentle viewer, gentle listener. Hopefully, those 6 characters up on screen now named, as you can see, make a little bit more sense to you. If you are wanting to learn a little bit more about these characters, you can jump back into a previous episode and see the players up on screen providing a bit more of an introduction about what the character is and what their abilities are. And we will jump back into adding those intro videos in due course, but not on this video. And there are the questions up there that Pete, you've helpfully shared. Excellent. So now is the time in the game when we turn to Pete to provide a synopsis of what happened last time. Pete, I'll pop a map up on screen and you can talk us through it.
Thank you. And sorry, just on your last point, Haskell, I just find that being your desire really, really so disappointing that we did have that shock bolt ring in the time,
Yeah.
one time, and Haskell tried to tuning it and fumbled, and he could never use the item. Ridiculous.
Correct.
So close.
So close.
And yet so far.
Oh, yeah, that's frustrating. So yes, thank you. Here we are in the underground in the ruins of Lords of Arcana. We think it's to do with alchemy. That's the sort of the vague information we had. Some sort of alchemist guy. We're after Torvash Papillus, who's looking for more information on devil dust, which is his major weapon. And here we are. So at the beginning of last session, we had just made it down into this underground place. We continue to explore a bit, listening at doors, sort of trying to figure out where people were at. We didn't, we've been cautious because we're aware that people were in here, but and Nicholas did a presence spell and found that there were at least 4 presences within 70 foot. Tanya then did a useful future sight spell to see what would happen if we opened this door, that door to the left, and then we checked and apparently nothing out, and there was just a corridor, and then we tried the other door and we found that that's where there were 3 people hiding. So we tried 2 future vision sort of spells, very useful spell, and we figured there were soldiers hiding in that other door that's on screen. So we decided, look, we better take them out. We don't want them following on behind us. So I suppose really we should have started questioning right then and there. So the sense she got was they were scared and that they were being quiet. And they were hiding themselves in a really small room. Perhaps we should have been stopped to think, I don't know, a bit more. I don't know, probably would have done the same thing. So we engaged them in combat, and they were sort of hard to get out of their room. We had some poor rolling at trying to run in and hit them. That was just some really bad timing. And then Jada was on the lookout, and she heard something coming. So they were sort of progressing this combat, and it was, we took a couple of bad hits, but I think we were going to get the best of them eventually. And then this thing turned up, and some sort of automated, some sort of, I don't know, animated. Don't know exactly the nature of it. It's metal. It's big. It's fires stuff out of that glowing thing on its arm. It seems to be in no hurry. We assume it's a creation of the Lords of Arcana, the ruins of this place, who were the creators of this place, and sort of explains why the soldiers were hiding in the room and telling us to be quiet. It's just turned up, tried firing a metal thing at one of us, and I think that's what we're up to. That's the thing, right? That's the thing that it fires.
Correct. Excellent. Superb narration as per usual, Pete. Yes, indeed, this is where you're at. Lantern, as we can see here on the ground. Placement of characters. Nicholas, you've just slammed this door here closed and moved back here. Jada, you heard the creature and have come around the corner. You're here. Askell and Severin are somewhat hidden behind this pillar. Tanya, preparing a bow, was here. And yes, indeed, this massive thing here, you can see that glowing device on its wrist. There's kind of a nice kind of chunk noise, and then one of those came flying out, razor sharp, of this device on its wrist, and hit Tanya. Very fortunately, a relative glancing blow. Well narrated. Thank you, Pete. That is where we're going to begin. Just one quick qualifying thing from the GM. Picked up. I said earlier on that really grateful for our viewers and people who follow this channel. One of our viewers picked up an error that I made as the GM, and that was regarding a mechanic in this game called disengage from melee. And I should have asked both this character and also Severin to make a disengage from melee roll when they had rushed into the room last time. I didn't do it. I just purely forgot, so definitely an error on the GM's GM side. And just on that, I'm remembering I don't have my handy little sheets to hand, so I might nip out in a second. In fact, I'll go out and grab those right now and give the players 15 seconds to decide what they want to do, and then we're back into it and we start the game. 1 second, guys.
Can I just check? If Yotto casts a spell, he can use the other 25% to parry, can't he? And the other thing I wonder about is if you have an opportunity action parry if you come first, at the end of the round after he's attacked, if he doesn't attack, can you then change that and cast a spell? Because the change will take 20%, right? And 75% to cast a spell. That would work, wouldn't it?
You mean you do opportunity parry, and if you haven't used it at the end, the opportunity, so you parry, and if the opportunity is that you're not parrying, so if you don't need to parry, then you do a 10% active, then you do your spell. Yes, you should work with percentages.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, double check with Chris. Absolutely. That's a good way of doing it. Parry if you need to. If you don't, cast your spell, sort of thing.
GM back. Any qualifying questions before we start the game? Going once. Going twice. Okay, let's begin. We are starting off in rounds. The very first person to... before we do, Tanya, you had an arrow on the string, didn't you? Hello, Tanya?
Yep, yes. I think if she could fire it, that'd be lovely.
Okay, in that case, your turn first. Go for it, please.
Sorry, can I just see where I am?
Sure.
Ah, yep. So yeah, I think what she'd like to do is fire, and then maybe take some cover around the corner where Jada is.
Sure.
Trying to kind of maybe encourage it to come forward. But yeah, shoot anyway.
Yep. Range is 30 foot. It's a very uncomfortable 30 foot away. Give me a shot with your bow, please.
And this is one of my flamey ones.
Yep. You've got the mechanic of how we handle that. I can't remember, so I'm hoping you do.
Yeah, I think it's on impact here. Yeah.
Give me a roll.
58.
58.
Then the flaming arrow is plus 20.
Okay.
Which means that's 100 plus 126 plus the Boyer's oil, however you pronounce that. That's plus another 5, so 131.
Wow. Okay. 131. Wallop. Yeah, very, very solid. 12 in hang on a sec. Just 1 second, hold the phone. Where is it? There we go. Cool. Yep. So very convincing. 12 in an E puncture. Roll. Just give me 1 second to get the correct book, because unless I can do it this way.
Come on, Tanya.
Just a second. Just hold the phone just for a second. This is a magical weapon. It is, yes. ML. Okay. Oh, that looks good. No, that's okay. And I think we're good to. Actually, I think we're good to go. Give me a roll, please.
Right. 60.
60. Whack. Crunch. That is 25. Count them. 25 more hits.
And then on impact, fireball.
Fireball, sure thing. There was a. There was another mechanic around that. What was it? It was on impact. It was on impact, and it was half the amount.
Delivers the same crit.
Delivers the same crit. So 660.
Heat.
Thank you. That was it. Thanks, Pete. Thank you. So that's another. So exactly the same crit. Got it. So 60.
Does he not roll again on the heat, or deliver does the same critical severity? So it was an E, so another E. But does he not roll again? I don't think we've got that bit written down. Sorry, Graham, I'm speaking for you.
No, it just says additional heat crit is what I've got, but maybe it's the same, maybe it's different. Don't know.
I think it was the same. So it was a 60 for the arrow. So we'll take a 60 for this. Which means that is another large creature crits. Large creature, cool. 60. That's another 13 hits that you deliver it. And there is this massive spread of flame that goes across it.
And then she'd like to take off round the corner.
Your arrow comes out, hits it very solidly, does that damage, and then for the remainder of her round, she does what?
She backs up round the corner and encourages Jada to nudge back so she can take the position that Jada's in.
Okay. So wait.
Jada would like, she'd like to have that exchange with Jada and encourage her to move back so she can then reload for the next round.
Got it. Cool. Okay, great. So that's Tanya's action. Jada, it is in fact your turn next. What do you do? Oh, we need battle music.
Where am I? Can you show me where I am?
1 second, yep. Just zoom up a little bit. Not too much. There we go. Critter's there. Jada is here. Tanya was there, and she's just moved and has come here and has had that conversation with you. Let's do this.
Obviously, Tanya wants to stay out of firing distance of that thing. Clearly, on the corner.
Yep. Jada, your action.
Opportunity action
Uh-huh.
to heal Giotto. Does that work? Is he with me close enough?
Oh, so you also... Well, it depends what spell you cast.
Healing 5.
Okay, what's the range on that?
I need to be touching him.
Okay, so Jada's here, Yotto is here. Yotto is...
But he's coming over to me, eh?
I don't know.
I can come over when it's my turn.
Yep.
Oh, I have to wait. Okay, I'm gonna make sure... Oh, can you show me where I am again? Okay, I'm just gonna prepare and hide behind that wall. I am definitely behind that wall, yes.
Do you respond? Does Jada respond to Tanya's question?
Oh, what was Tanya's question?
She was encouraging you verbally to move back so she can take the position where you are and fire around the corner.
Yeah, I'll move back a little bit more. And who's that next to me? Oh, Tanya. Where's Nicholas? Yep, just there. And I'll whisper into Tanya's ear so the GM can't hear what I'm planning to do.
Okay.
And I might shout out to the others, just distract the robot thing.
Okay. Cool. Let's. What's a good view? Yeah. Let's.
Yotto, hurry up! Come over here.
Is that a good view? No, it's not. Stop. Go there. There we go. Yeah, there we go. That'll do us. Great. Okay. Next is Yotto. What do you do, Yotto?
So, what Yotto would like to do is grab the handle of the door and hot foot up over to Jada, so the door opens as he makes his way across the room to get to Jada. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. So his plan is to yank this door open. It opened very easily before.
Yep.
And then move over here.
Yeah, so he wants to get basically right. Yep, that's nice. Thanks, Chris.
Cool. Yep. So the door, you open the door again. Oops. Hang on. There you go. There we go. Cool. And move over to... Jada. Is that right? Giles, is that right?
Sorry, I'm on mute. Yes, I can't quite see, but yeah, basically what Yoda wants to be is as out of the way as possible.
Yep.
So probably the other side of Jada, but yeah. And is that his whole turn?
What's that distance? Damn it, just a little bit confined in here. Might just move to a larger screen. There we go. It's a bit better. So distance that he moved was 50 foot. I mean, you didn't say he's running, so that would be about his movement. Yeah, and with opening the door, that's definitely his action. Next up is cool. The door is closed again.
Surprise, surprise.
If you're in there, do you want really any of the shenanigans that are going on out here to affect you? Yeah, probably not. Askell, you're next.
Yep, he wants to have another go at casting shield, so he needs to do his transient armor check.
Sure thing. Give me a roll.
Ah. 27 was the roll. He has plus 63, so he still missed.
27 plus 63. As per last time, basically, my thinking with this is you psych yourself into doing it, you've realized you haven't done it, it's your choice whether you want to proceed with the spell or not proceed with the spell.
No.
Okay.
Not with the power points.
What does he do with the remainder of his... his 80% left?
He will move back behind that second pillar.
Tell me where?
Yep.
Cool.
And just sort of hug up against it.
Cool.
So allowing enough room for others to join him, or Nicholas off to his right to get past him behind him.
There's not a lot of room in there. But, okay. Next up is... There's Nicholas.
Askell's now taking on. Okay. Nicholas will move to behind the pillar with Askell, if he can. Or squeeze in as the best he can.
Yeah, I mean, Askell's in behind it, you're a little bit in behind it, Nicholas. You'll get some cover, but not a lot of cover, depending on where the thing is or what's going on.
He'll have a shield so that it can protect the bit that's not behind. And I assume that's minimal movement, so he can still prepare.
Yes.
Yep. So he'll prepare, and he'll say to Jada, so he'll be trying to look over at her and say, I teleport you.
Okay. Okay, cool.
So just Jim, I did mention him. I think I was going to try and leave enough room for someone else to also squeeze in.
That's my point. Cool. That's my point. There isn't the room. It's a pretty narrow pillar, and you can see there on screen, really, depending on where the person is, you can kind of get one and a bit people in behind that pillar.
Yeah, happy if it was 50-50. Right.
Yep, okay.
Yep. I think we're good. Thanks, Askell.
Severin, you're next.
Right. Is he alone behind that pillar?
He is.
Can he get more squarely behind it?
Yes.
Now, opportunity action. If that creature moves, has that creature already been this round?
You haven't. You not. You don't know.
All right. So I guess one of two things. If that creature is comes out into that open area near him, obviously he would attack it.
Mm-hmm.
If it shifts position, he would shuffle round the pillar accordingly. You see what I mean? So if it stepped to its left, actually I don't think he can get him anyway. He'll be pressed right up against that pillar, and to the opposite side of it to wherever that creature is. If the creature gets within hitting range, he might have a go at it.
Okay, sure thing. This creature lumbers its way forward, and you hear it, Severin, getting closer and closer. And sure enough, it pushes its way through here. You get to act first. What do you do, Severin?
He'll go. Full parry.
Full parry? Great. So, it looms over you, Severin. This thing is 14 foot tall, and it looks exactly like that, with one slight exception. You see, there's a blade kind of jutting out here. That's just a bit longer than that. It would probably come out to about there. So this thing comes up to you and raises this colossal sword, swings it at you, Severin.
Okay.
Full parry from Severin. Didn't roll very well. What is full parry for Severin, please?
152.
Cool. Now, your... one check on that, actually. Yeah. Normal sized foe combatant, which is you, fighting a large foe with a two-handed, it's a one-handed weapon. You can do a max of half your parry. So what is half your parry? Sorry, Seven. 152.
Only half?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So full parry is half that. That means I can attack with the other half, right?
No. No, you are full parrying, but it is wielding a massive sword because it's very big. You are using a comparatively small sword. You get, using full parry, you can only get 76 on it.
Right. So if I instead say I attack 50 and parry 50, what's the difference? You'd only get 25 on the parry, is that what you're saying?
76 divided by 2 is 38, yes.
Right.
Your call.
No, I'll go full parry.
Cool. So the good news was it rolled terribly, and you have a 50 shield, which is amazing, and you have a DB of 10. Are you using your shield against this blow as well?
Oh god, yeah.
Okay. Yep. And fantastically, the blow from this thing, Severin, shudders you. Like it forces you back. But absolutely, it was your parry and turning that aside that with that blow that saved you. It then attacks you again,
Oh, bloody hell.
with this thing, this spike that clicks down into place, comes down as a blade on its left hand.
Shit.
You've used your parry and you've used your shield, fortunately, already.
Might need some help.
So you don't get your shield on that. And it just rolled a 95.
Brilliant.
Followed up by a 14. You are in rank 18 armor, correct? 7?
18A, yeah.
18, cool. Two, 3, 4. The good news is you don't take a lot of hits, so 19. Let's take 15 hits. Oh no, you don't. You take 30 hits. And
Does
just please, just a second. And you take an E and a B. Sorry, question.
and this is with moving as well?
Yes. An E and a B, Severin, coming at you. Now the E is coming, so this is an E slash. Coming into the chat. Severin hasn't died in this game. He has not lost a life level. Let's see if his luck holds. Exclamation mark. R space D 100. Coming at you now, Severin, fingers and toes crossed. 29. Smack under your ribs, Severin. 6 hits. You're at -10, and this thing most likely has the initiative next round. Does a B critical on you as well. I'm gonna roll the B.
So how many crits? Hits?
So 30 initially, plus 6. And rolling the slash. Oops. No. It was 27 on the slash. Again, Severin's luck holds. Next round, Severin, you must parry at -20. And you take another 2 hits. That is the end of the rounds. Next round.
So Jada had an opportunity action.
Okay. So that's the end of the rounds. Haven't heard anything else. End of the rounds. What's the action?
I just want to cast healing on Giles, on Yotto.
Okay.
Check my die. Dice. Okay, lost the screen. Shoot. Here we go. So rolling healing 5.
Okay.
So waving my arms around, holding his hand.
Okay.
Healing 5. I had already prepared for 1 round earlier. 52.
Okay. The spell goes off. How much is he healed?
29.
29. Lovely.
Well, Yodo would thank you tremendously.
Yep, that definitely helps.
So just so I'm absolutely clear, that's 29 hit points.
Oh, does it work like that? It was. How does that work? 5 to 50 hits. I rolled a 29.
Did you roll a 1d50?
Oh no, sorry. Sorry. That makes more sense. There, give me a sec. 50.
5d10.
Oh, 5d10. Right, that one. Okay, here it comes. 34. Oh, that's better.
Nice.
I think that I might even lean over and give her a little squeeze on the hand or a peck on the cheek or something to say thank you. That's amazing.
You're on
Yeah, just it was a
64 hits. That's great. So just
sorry, Chris, does that keep this minus 10 thing?
yes, no, you still keep it. You still keep it. So just so we're absolutely clear, guys, it is a player's responsibility to pick up if they have opportunity action. Okay, not for others to remind them. Just a reminder, so we're clear. We're good. Yes? No?
I think that if someone's not clear on the rules, I think that we should have the leeway to be able to help each other. Personally, just if someone genuinely didn't realise that it works this way, or didn't express what they were thinking, has the idea in their head but didn't know how the mechanics marry up to that. I think we should be able to.
Okay. Is anybody not clear on how opportunity rules work?
Can I just check, Chris? Right. So, Jada said, "I want opportunity action to heal Yotto."
Yes.
And then Yotto comes over and is next to Jada. You still want Jada to go, and now I want to use my opportunity action to interrupt the flow of the story to do that?
Correct,
because prior description is not sufficient.
Correct, because a roll is involved.
Just checking.
Because a roll is involved. Yep, particularly because a roll is involved.
So the rule is you're prompted by you on your action, but you're not prompted to do an opportunity action. So that person has to interrupt you to act.
Correct.
Okay.
And that can happen. It can happen during the round. It doesn't have to be at the end of the round. So, for example, your opportunity action can be if a door opens and somebody walks through the door, I shoot that person who walks through the door. And if that happens not at the end of the round, absolutely, if that's your statement of when that happens, you can do that. But it's up to the player to take the initiative to pick the moment and to explain that.
Great clarification. Thank you.
Yep.
Helps.
Great.
Thanks, Chris. That makes it clear.
Lovely. Round 2. Let's see what happens. Initiative. Jada, you are first to act.
Okay, so I have some questions for you, Chris. I want to use my medallion of heavy metal on this guy. Having never done it before, I just want to know the best way to do this.
Yep.
I want to get around behind him, basically, in case he tries to pull it off, unless that's something he can't do. But I want to attach it behind him, high on his back, like jump up and slam it on his back. Now, and I'm assuming because he's all metal, he will suddenly become very, very, very heavy. He won't be able to lift his arms or legs. Just checking. No. I don't want to make him more powerful in some way, somehow. Suddenly his sword's heavier. What's the best way, foolproof way to do that? And I have to keep it in sight. Does it mean I have to see it, or it just has to be within my eyesight range?
So,
to keep it working?
So Graham, you and I had a you and I had a WhatsApp chat about this particular item because the mechanics of it weren't particularly clear. Were you able to share that with the others, Graham?
Yep.
Okay.
So, yeah, so I'll read it back. So it's this very small item, which you have around your neck. The reading is: this brass medallion will attach itself on command to any metallic object. Once attached, the owner can command it to make the object it is attached to 100 times heavier for 10 rounds. The object must be within line of sight of the owner. This ability only works once per day.
And requires attunement as well.
Yes.
So it is attuned.
You have attuned it. Yep.
So this line of sight, like, does it mean like if it got dark, it doesn't work anymore? Or as long as it's in where I could see it in the light, it works.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So as long as I don't run away too far. So as long as I can see the creature, basically.
This brass medallion will attach itself upon command to any metallic object.
Chris, can I ask, does that mean Star could say, attach yourself between the shoulder blades to the big creature and just let it go? And
Oh, yes, please.
that's what it says, right? Will attach itself on command. That's what you're doing, making a command.
Yeah.
It's line of sight.
Yeah.
And my command is that it flies through the air, invisibly.
You just command it, attach yourself between the shoulder blades.
I think it is.
Well, is that how I get it back again too? That would be good. I just command it to come back again.
It's like you're very heavy metal whistling.
Actually, again, it doesn't describe how you get it back, but let's assume it's the same. Attaches itself on commands. Must be within line of sight of the owner.
I mean, that makes logical sense. Attach yourself to this thing that I can see, right? That makes sense.
Yes.
So I guess
I think so I have been musing about this since Graham sent it through. So I think it is at command. You need to be able to see what you're attaching it to. I think it does need to be some kind of, and I'm trying to think up a fair way to do this. Some kind of agility check or something, or difficulty check, because attaching it to a very, very small object might be quite a hard thing to do. I mean, this is obviously a magical command. Basically, I'm thinking there has to be some kind of risk inherent with this. I want it to be a modest risk, but there has to. It's such a potent spell, and I've been thinking on this, and I'm not sure if I've actually come to a really firm conclusion yet. Welcome thoughts.
Chris, it is. I agree with you. In this particular circumstance, this thing looks amazing. But in the year and a half I've been listening and playing this game, I think there has been literally no other situation where this has been of particular value. So it's kind of one. I don't know if you built the scenario with this in mind or not, but it is really powerful, but only in this like highly, almost weird circumstance.
That's true. We get an
agreed.
entirely metal creature.
I wonder if you're looking for a maneuver. To me, I'm just thinking about what's she doing. So the item will do this. To me, it looks like for her, it's about her ability to focus her will on, to focus enough on the place she wants to put it. So like a self-discipline check. Or a presence check if that's a mentalism thing for focusing. So she just needs to do some sort of as you say, a route, fairly straightforward, but she just needs to be able to focus enough on the place she wants to put it, so her connection to the item gets where it needs to go well enough.
It's really super sensible.
It's
You
not.
just want to make sure she doesn't sort of fumble it, right?
Exactly. And look, it's not in the description of the spell, but it's in the item, but it is such a. It has the potential of being so overwhelming. Now, you guys found this item, but I think some kind of check like that. So maybe that's it. Maybe that's it, Pete. Maybe that's it. So if I'll adjust the description accordingly, but it's presence for mentalism, correct? Yes, that's right. Give me a nod if that's right, Pete. Yes, it is. Yep, thank you. So a presence check from you, Jadar, to do that.
Just an alternative. Is this not a spell though? I mean,
hang on. Just a second, Graham. Let me get my thinking straight, and we'll come back to an alternative in a second. So a presence check for a very, very large object, or for a it would be a routine maneuver. So you'd have, which is a plus 50 to a presence roll. So you'd have to really, in effect, roll a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to have any risk of there being any kind of danger for it not to work. For a smaller object, if you're wanting to attach it to a ring or a very, very small object, that would get progressively harder. Does that sound fair?
I was just thinking of how we handle teleport, right? Which is similar sort of thing, right? You're transferring something across the other side of a room or further.
Yep.
And it's you cast the spell.
Yes.
And then, so long as you know where it's going, and you can, well, in the case of some C or no, in this case it probably is C, but because it specifies that. But in the case of teleport, it's sort of no, isn't it? Is that the most similar? I'm just trying to think of some comparable ability.
Yeah. I can hear the analogy. No, let's go with. I can hear the analogy. Thank you. Useful suggestion. And I have been musing on this since you and I chatted on this, Graham, online some days ago. What would be fair? I want it to be almost certain that it will succeed, but some elements of risk. I think the idea of a presence check is a fair one. And for a very big object like this, if you wanted to specify a particular part of this creature, it might get harder, Jada. But for a very, very big object like this, be plus 50 to your roll. So you've got to make 50, so you've automatically succeeded unless you roll something like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll definitely think further on the teleport idea, Graham, but right here, right now, that's how we're going to. I think that's how we're going to play it. So, Jada, is that now clear? It will fly through the air at your command. You've attuned yourself to this object. If you want to just tell it to land on the creature's torso or whatever, if you wanted to specify a body part, it might become a little bit harder. Does that answer your question, Jada?
That part does make sense with how if it was a ring or something, it should be harder than just landing on this dude, for example.
Right.
What I want to know is if I just don't want to roll, like sort of throw it at him and take my chances, if it lands on his chest, can he take it off? That might, because then if yes, then I will try and land it somewhere particular where he can't get it away from him.
Bear in mind, Jada, he'll weigh 100 times more, won't he? So we'll need to have the mechanical strength to do it, even if he could.
To lift his arms. Yeah, he should just fall over.
Interestingly enough, I've asked ChatGPT this, and I have thought ahead. So I do have ChatGPT has come up with some answers for this. The brass medallion will attach itself on command to a metal object. Once attached, the owner can command to make the object attach up to 100 times heavier for 10 rounds. The object must be within the line of sight of the owner. The ability only works once per day and requires attunement.
So that separates the aiming, and then I can choose how much it weighs.
Yeah, it says to make an object attached to. The owner can command it to make an object attached to 100 times heavier. No, you can't. It's got to be 100 times heavier. So you can't just throw it at him. You would have to still make a. Well, maybe you could, but that would require an agility check to throw it at him. So either way, you're going to have to make a roll, and certainly the presence roll that I've described is almost an automatic success. Highly unlikely it's going to fail. In terms of could he take it off, there is nothing in the description that says that they can't take it off. Make an object heavier. I am assuming it is some kind of magnetic, and again, Graham, this was our discussion. I'm assuming it is some kind of magnetic attachment. But I'm assuming that you can remove a magnet.
So let's say I was 80 kilos and I became 100 times heavier. I'm not going to be able to lift my arms at all, am I? I'm just going to fall over, stuck on the ground, surely.
Depends which part of you it is.
And if you're all metal, I mean, yeah. If it was just a sword, it drops, obviously, or a helmet, you'd fall over. But if you're all metal, wouldn't you be able to not lift your arms?
Well, I have asked ChatGPT this, so you're going to have to take your chances on what ChatGPT thinks. I think, Jada, that it would, if it can reach the medallion, it may be able to take it off. It doesn't. There's nothing in the description that implies that says it is absolutely affixed permanently for 10 rounds. It just simply says it is 100 times heavier for 10 rounds. But I'm assuming it's attached to an object, and I'm assuming the attachment is magnetic. You can break, with enough strength, you can break a magnetic attachment, assuming you can function. So the placement of this, to answer your where I think you're getting at, the placement of this would have a potentially significant effect. Placing it in a place where this thing may not be able to reach it to remove it would have a significant effect, I would say. Is that helpful?
Makes sense.
Question, Chris, if you get specific with this item, what sort of minuses would you get? You know what I mean? Like if you just said like wide back, for instance, would that?
Wide back and torso, I think is the base 50. So basically, that's unchanged. If you're getting specific, like head, legs, arms, sword, that's when it would become slightly more difficult. Not a lot more difficult, but slightly more difficult.
Okay.
And slightly more difficult would be, I would give it, rather than being a routine, which is plus 50, I would give it an easy, which is plus 30. Does that answer your question, Graham and or Jada?
Yeah, that's clear.
Yep.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So my thinking, and I've been musing on this ever since, was that is a massively powerful item. I want to try to keep with the spirit of the item to say you can command it to go and do it, I want there to be a chance of a risk. Not a big risk, but a chance of a risk. That's the thinking.
Fair enough.
Cool. What does she
The
do?
more specific we get about where it lands, it makes sense, but it should be a little bit tricky.
Correct.
Okay, so she wants to command it. So obviously I have to peek my head around the corner for this, so that it is in my line of sight.
Yep.
But I need to command it to attach to his back. So that should be the fairly biggest part of him, not too hard.
But you can't see its back.
Oh, I have to see its back.
So the description is
Oh, gosh.
the object must be within the line of sight of the owner. So at the moment you can see its torso because it's standing in front of Severin. Severin's here. It's here. You can't see its back currently.
Okay, so okay. Just thinking, like, what are my chances of running around that thing without it killing me? Is it pretty slow? Can it just fire at me while I'm running?
I can't answer that.
Really?
How far can Jada move then if you ran around this other side of the pillar?
What's the distance?
Oh, sorry, that was a question to me.
Yeah.
Sure. So from yeah. So from here to here, for example, that's 52 feet. That's walking distance and around. Jada, what's your action, please?
I think I just use a couple of words to say. Oh, this is tricky. All right, I'm just gonna I don't want to risk this thing killing us. I'm just gonna ask my medallion to land on its torso.
Mm-hmm.
Can I see its torso? There might be a bit where I can.
You can see its torso.
Okay.
Yep, you definitely
can
can.
I have a look at it on the screen? I just want to see if there's somewhere I can put it where it won't be able to get those giant fingers in to get this thing off. Okay, torso. Okay.
I mean, this thing is moving in combat, so you don't have the luxury of kind of staring at it for ages. So.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna go. Whoop, it's gone again. No, so yeah, torso, right hand side.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm thinking is that big disc on its arm might stop it moving around as easily as the other one. So just right side of its torso.
Right side of its torso, cool. So as we talked about before, that's a routine. You get plus 50 to this roll. You need to get above 50. Give me a roll, Shader.
Oh,
No pressure.
Let's hope we get 100 and this thing sinks into the ground, never to be seen again. Okay. $44.
44 is not a failure. Nice work, Jada. So this tiny object rockets out of your hands, Jada, and affixes itself with a kind of a clunk on exactly the placement you wanted it on.
God. Okay. What happens?
Let's find out. I would say it's not a spell. It's close enough to using a spell. I'm going to say you got 25% action remaining in this round, Jada. What are you doing?
So, I have to activate it, don't I? Once it's landed. So I have to say, a la peanut butter sandwiches, make yourself 100 times heavier.
All right, done. And anything else?
If I've got some words to say, I might say, look out, guys, it might fall.
Okay.
Or let's get out of here. Something like that.
Okay, done. Thank you.
Ooh. And I'll poke my head back behind in case it tries to lash out while it's falling. You never know.
Okay. And move back.
For a little bit. Oh, wait, no, line of sight. How much do I have to watch this thing the whole time with my eyes?
Oh, that's a good
Now that
question.
it's on and attached.
That is a good question.
I'll keep one eye around the corner.
The object must be within a line of sight of the owner. So yes, I think you do
have to
need to
watch
keep.
it.
I
Right,
think you do need to keep your eye on it.
Just getting into that wall. Oh, yeah, okay. That's my eye.
Cool. Nice.
Thanks.
Nice work, Jada. Next up is Yotto. Yotto, you're just feeling a lot better, courtesy of your healer.
Can I check, Chris? Can Yotto see the creature?
Oh God, yes. Oh, sorry. No,
Yeah.
you're there. No, hang on. Let's have a look. Let's go to Yotto Cam. You did say you were wanting to go quite a long way behind. Oops, pardon for the jitters, guys. I'm going to say no, you can't. Not where you are.
So, well, he's obviously seen what's happened. I mean, has he heard a noise? Does it sound like this thing's fallen over, or has it made absolutely no difference?
What I've described. So nothing.
Okay, in which case he'll prep, and it gives him 10%, and with his 10% he'll do a glancing perception at this creature to see if anything's happened to it. So prep is 90, isn't it? Yep.
Prep is 90, and then kind of like a step forward to here and have a look.
Yeah.
Yep, give me a
Basically, poke his head around the corner and poke it back. Yep.
Yeah. Cool. Give me a perception roll, please.
Yeah, 14.
14. Remember, it's masked.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Well, thank you. Yeah.
Plus.
48.
Yep. Okay. What I should have asked, or you should have told me specifically, what is he looking for? And it's a negative 20 to the roll.
So, as I said, he's looking for this creature. And see what's
God!
happened to him.
He sees it. He sees it right there. Yep.
Yeah. So
Yep.
it's made no difference, this medallion thing sticking to it, that as far as Yotto can tell.
Not that he's noticed. No.
All right, thank you.
All right. Okay. It is this creature's turn, and it moves. It's moving a lot more slowly towards you, Severin, and it doesn't topple, but it definitely looks cumbersome. It's not moving at all with its fluidity and its grace. It raised, and I should have reminded people to put parry into the chat. Severin, would you have parried this round? It appears as though it wants to strike you.
Oh yeah. In fact, I think you said I had to parry this round. So.
Yes, I did. Yes.
So now he sees that it attacks twice. He would parry on one and shield on the other. Or can he split his parry?
So.
Hang on, what's his shield do?
Yep.
So his shield does 60.
Yep. So your OB may be used to parry 2 foes. So you can parry 2 attacks, but you get negative 10% action for the second foe. So you would operate at negative 90 rather than 100, basically because you're having to deal with two weapons, split focus. But you can parry both. So your call on what you're putting on what.
So, couldn't the shield go on one and parry on the other?
Yes. Yep.
That would make more sense, I think.
Yep. So so he's got a choice of the massive sword or the spike which has come down to form a blade out the base of its left arm. What's he putting on? Which is going on what, please?
I think the shield on the sword and his other, the shield on the larger sword.
Yes.
And the his sword on the blade.
Done. Excellent. Thank you.
And moving backwards if he can.
Sure. It's turn currently, but yes, on Severin's turn for sure. So it does attack. So this is with the shield, so no parry on this. So it swings Severin. It brings its sword down, but it's slow, and the blow is much more limited. So the first time when it struck you 10 seconds ago, the force and the impact of this massive sword staggered Severin. This time you actually bore the brunt of it quite well. It's impaired. It's definitely impaired. Yes, it can still strike, but my goodness, it's definitely impaired. That was half the strength of the first blow. That was with the short the great sword. Whoops. And then with the short swords, or the shorter blade on you. Your parry, I think now.
Half is 76. No,
yes.
sorry.
76.
76.
Yep. So no shield, but 76. Easily turn that blow aside, and again, the power of this creature substantially reduced. Like that you turn that aside, you would say almost quite easily. It's definitely been impaired. No doubt about it. And even the way it moves, it's really sluggish. Really, it's impaired. You thought for a second it might nearly fall as it lumbered a little bit towards you. Definitely been impaired. No doubt about it. Next up, Nicholas.
Nicholas will give Jada the thumbs up or something.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, that's what sort of thing. And will we'll ask what are we doing, and we'll prepare and opportunity action. Ready to and as opportunities as actions are cast a spell instead of prepare or run.
Based on
group decision.
Okay.
So he's wanting to see what other people are doing. He's wanting to direct what other people are doing. If people are staying to fight or whatever, he will engage in fight. And if people are moving, he will move too.
Okay. Great explanation. Thank you. Tanya is next.
Tanya's got a reloaded the next round, I think. You fired last round.
Up to you. I would have said she could have fired this round, but your call.
Oh, that's what I meant. Yeah. Yeah. So she would like to rinse and repeat.
Okay. Now, shooting at a... She is... It's turned a smidge that way, perhaps. No, shoot, no. I was going to say there was a risk of hitting Severin, but no. She's got a flank on it. And I'm going to... it's big enough of a target. I'm going to say that there isn't a risk of hitting Severin. If she was face on, if Severin was between her and it, there would have been a risk. But no, she's clear. Give me a shot, please.
Okay. 66. What does that mean?
That's only on criticals, I'm afraid.
Oh, okay. So that's the same. Using another flamey one. So that is. Sorry, it's Severin. So 106 plus 126 plus 5.
131 is what I had.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Not a lot in hits. She does it 12 in E. 27 over. Is that going to be enough? Not quite. So 12 in E. Magical large. Give me the roll, please.
64.
64. 64. Bang! It's exactly the same result. You do another 25 hits. Wallop. And then for the flame, the same exactly the same result, which was 13 hits. So
cool.
Exactly the same as you did it last time.
And then in terms of with whatever she's got left, she would like to move.
Yep. So she reloaded.
Oh, sorry. Where's my sheet?
Yeah. So 80%. So she's reloaded and fired this round. So that's 30 plus 80. 30 plus 50 is 80. She's got 20% left.
20%. She can move 60 feet around. So and she can be 120. So 20% of 120. It's 12. 24 feet, right? Where's 24 feet?
Sure. 24 foot. That's 30. It's 24 there. 25.
I think she'll move next round. I think she'll just duck back in for now.
Okay. Moves around the corner. Done.
Oh no, just ducks in.
Yep. Oops. Cool. Come here. Why is that not doing that? There we go. We'll go there. Excellent. Thank you, Tanya. Askell.
So has Askell noticed this little object hit the metal dude, and then has he noticed this thing slowed down, or do I need to do a perception check on that?
You do, because you're cowering behind a pillar, so currently you don't know much.
Okay. He'll do a perception check.
Okay. How much? 30 or 30 or 10?
Hang on a sec. We'll do a 10%.
Okay, glance. Give me a roll.
Glance. 11.
11.
Last 31.
Yep. Could be amazing. Could be amazing, don't forget.
Oh, yeah.
Roll again, please.
52.
Mm-hmm. What's his bonus?
Plus 31.
Yeah. Askell, you glance around the pillar. This thing is attacking Severin. It looks horrible. That's as much information as you've got.
Okay. Okay, he'll just use the rest of his action to yell out to us, what are we doing?
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Severin, you must parry, which you've done. The must parry condition. For this number of rounds, the target may not attack. They may only parry with half their offensive bonus. So you've done your action.
Any movement or?
Yes. The only other action allowed, movement and maneuver, is both modified by -25. So yes, you can move, but at a reduced amount, at 75% of what you could normally do.
Well, I'd like to move 75 around the other side of the pillar, I think.
Oh, hang on. No, you've parried full.
Okay, so there's no movement.
Yeah, hang on. That's an interesting point, right? Because you must parry. I suppose you could reduce the amount that you're parrying.
Oh.
Yes.
Even a few steps. That would.
I'd give you that much.
Yeah, that's what I want. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Okay. And that is the end of the round. Rolling initiative. Any changes to initiative? Any parrying? Please put your results in the chat, and we are off. Askell, you're first to act for a change.
So did you say Askell?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so he would just yell out his question once again, what are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
And then he will wait for a response, and he will just hold ready to either run or just wait there till he gets a response.
Okay. Cool. Jada.
A quick question, sorry, about parrying for Jada.
Mhm.
It's really only if you have like a good weapon, not a stick and a slingshot. Like, there's no point in me parrying. I don't think I've ever done it before.
Absolutely, you can parry with. So you can parry using three things. You can parry with the environment. So you can almost use the environment for cover. You can definitely parry with your shield if you have a shield for missile attacks, and you can parry with a staff or any melee weapon. Basically, if you've got a.
Do I have to say I'm parrying with my stick, or
Yes.
and also have an invisible shield up? Do I have to say, like, does that work? If it works like a normal shield, do I have to say I'm parrying with my magical shield or not?
If you're for a missile attack, you need to. Yes. For the invisible shield, if it functions like a normal shield, then you can't use your staff.
Right. So if I said parrying with my shield, does that mean instead of just like standing there, I would aim like to make sure I'm hiding behind it properly, facing the enemy.
Yeah, but you can't. Hang on, no, I put you wrong there. If you are using a one-handed, best way to describe it is if you're using a one-handed weapon. So, and unfortunately, Jada doesn't have a one-handed weapon. You can sacrifice some of your skill with your one-handed weapon to use for your shield. So, for example, in Severin's case, he has a broadsword, which he has a skill in, and he has a shield. If Severin wanted to, he could sacrifice some of his hitting ability in a round to protecting himself with his shield. Jada unfortunately has a two-handed staff, so she can't do that. Basically, it's a trade-off between attack and defense. So in Severin's case, if ever he was under missile fire and he wanted to either not attack at all or attack at a reduced amount, he could sacrifice some of his skill with his sword. Basically, it's part of his concentration, his ability to move his shield and his sword and stuff around to better protect himself. In Jada's case, she has a magical shield, which I believe, depending on what the spell says, but I believe it says it operates as a normal shield. That means it's on her arm, and she would be unable to use a two-handed weapon at the same time. So
that makes more sense. Okay, I'm just going to stay hidden, keep my eyes on that medallion, but maybe tell the other guys maybe we should push it over.
When you say stay hidden, you are needing to...
Meaning, like, not go anywhere, but just keep my eyes on that medallion.
So you're currently standing here looking at the creature because you have to keep your eye on it, as we determined.
Yeah, so just my head's poking around the corner, nothing else.
Oh, you are in cover?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just the little eye that I need to see that medallion is poking around the corner.
Okay.
And I might ask the guys maybe if they want to push it over backwards.
So have you? So I had thought. Well, actually, Tanya's in your way though, because Tanya is there. Okay. Or are you behind Tanya?
I was hoping I was behind her, next to the very corner edge.
So basically there, and you're just peering around.
Yeah,
Tanya.
just peering with one eye.
Okay.
Yeah, but I might shout out since I can't do much, just to maybe push that thing over.
Okay.
And since I'm only talking, could I prepare?
Sure.
In case we need to become invisible.
Sure.
Okay, thanks.
So the way I'm thinking about this medallion, you need to be able to see it, but you don't need to concentrate or anything like that. So concentration is a 50% action. So you're not impaired of your action, other than you just need to keep your eye on it. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. And you prepare. Okay. And most of you is behind the stone wall. Very good. So this creature, what does it do? It takes a lumbering step forward towards you, Jadar. Basically there, beside the pillar. And then there's a kind of a noise. And this little blade, which had come down, had swung down to almost fall onto its wrist, swings back up into place here. It raises its hand, Jadar, and there's a ka-chunk noise. And from its wrist, blasted at Jadar's head, peeking around the corner, spins one of these razor-sharp pieces of metal. Now, Jadar, you'd fortunately said before that you're mostly in cover, so you'll get a substantial reduction in terms of being hit, because you are mostly in cover, but it is firing at the little bit of its body of your body that it can see. very cumbersome as it pulls its arm up too, by the way. It's definitely not operating smoothly. So, Jada, this spinning circle of doom comes snapping out from its wrist. Misses you. Doesn't miss you by a lot, you know, kind of about that much, but it's enough. And the piece of metal smashes in and actually sticks into the stone wall down here. But it missed you. It was very cumbersome as it raised its arm. It was very slow as it raised its arm. It was, you think from what you could see, JDR, it was not particularly accurate. Yeah, it was a pretty poor shot, and the fact that you're in cover, it missed you. So combination of it clearly is not operating as it did before, and you're in cover, but it missed. Next up is Yotto.
So Yoto's going to step out and fire a shot bolt at this big thing. Can I just check, Chris, right? And this thing will hit it with some force, if the spell goes off, which it might not. We'll hit him with some force here.
Say again, sorry?
Let's fire the spell off first. I'll check with you if it works.
Cool. So he steps out, raises his wrist, and rolls. Give me a roll, please.
Yeah, it does always, wavy and shouty stuff, obviously.
Plus 15, yep.
83.
83, good roll. Shock bolt, what's his skill in shock bolt? Shock bolt or firebolt?
Shock bolt is what I see, Chris. So his skill, is it his directed spell skill you want, which is 80.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, so
he'll get half of that.
No. So he has directed spells. He doesn't have directed spells in shock bolt. He has directed spells in firebolt.
Correct, which means he can have half of it for a shock bolt.
Okay, sure. Does 40. Right? Okay, sure. Okay, interesting.
That's right, isn't it?
It is. Yes, it is. Yeah.
It comes from his ring, so it's not using any of his
power points.
Very power points.
Understand. Okay, so that's the rationale. Because definitely a just so you're aware, Giles, because I'm conscious you're still learning the game. A firebolt is a lot more potent than and you're more highly skilled in it than a shock bolt. There we go. So, what was the skill? 40 what, please?
Maybe you should fire a firebolt at him. Oh, Chris.
40. What was the skill? 40.
The skill is 40.
40.
It's 80, so it's 44.
Cool. Plus 80. And he rolled an 80?
83.
83. Lovely. There's no effect for the range. Yeah. So. Yeah. It's interesting. Because you had a penalty, a negative 10 penalty. That's what it was. So the good news, Yotto, is it does hit it. Zap. You do it 6 in an A critical. Roll the crit, please.
Steven.
47. You do it another 10 hits. So it's
The question I was asking before, Chris, right? This is going to hit it front on with some force. Is there any likelihood of this knocking it over?
no.
Thanks. Oh, and so he's got 25% of his action left, hasn't he?
Yep. Hey, can I just resolve this? I'll be with you in 1 second.
Yep.
16. There you go. Apply. Done. Excellent. So it does smash into it. Doesn't seem like it's not powerful enough to knock it back. It, you know, a bit of force, sure, but nothing substantial. Yes, you've got 25 left to act. What do you do?
I'm going to use 20% for move and melee parry. I've been reading my orange sheet.
Okay.
And that will be 3 paces to get out of the way, so to get back under cover.
Sure. Bang.
With his 6'7" long legs.
Yep, lovely. Cool. Done. 7.
Okay, sorry, I'm just trying to find some info on this, and because I've not done it before, and I've not able to find anything so far in the books. In terms of unbalancing something, sorry, can you explain how I might go about that? In terms of like using his strength to try and push it over. I'm just getting a sense of what that would entail as to what I do next, is whether I attack with a sword or whether I try and kill it. But I'm not quite sure what the procedure is.
Yeah, sure. I think probably the best thing to do is would use the movement and maneuver table and you'd add your strength bonus. Just thinking how to do this. Also, just ask ChatGPT a question. Okay. Okay, so this thing would weigh 770 pounds. So ChatGPT, how hard would what is he, 5 foot?
5'9", I think. He's quite wide.
Yep, 5'9". Very strong. 5'9". How much weighing? How much?
165 pounds.
Weighing 165 pounds. Who is very strong to push over the above construct.
How heavy is this thing?
770 pounds.
Yeah.
So pushing over a 14-foot construct made of plate metal armor weighing between 750 to 800 pounds would be extremely difficult, even for a strong person who's 5'9", weighs 165 pounds.
Yeah, no, I thought it'd be like pushing a wall, really, isn't it?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Not impossible, but extremely. So if you did want to give it a go, I think we'd work on a sheer folly maneuver based on your strength, and then if you're able to make it kind of wobble, you would then make some kind of resistance roll. I think that's how I would work it.
Yeah, no, my assumption is that would be a hiding to nothing, but can Severin attack it from behind?
Sure.
Going all in.
Yeah, sure. Yep, absolutely you can. By the way, do you realise that Severin took another E critical and he's still alive? He still hasn't lost a life?
Yeah, I've aged though.
You've aged. This is episode 150, Graham. How many E criticals has Severin taken?
I don't know.
A lot. Severin, you move directly behind him, and you're going all in. Give me a roll, please.
$54.
What? I'll just check the distance. It's less than 10 foot. Yep, that's fine. A sec. Severin on the thing, attacking with that. Just one sec. 54. If you'll appreciate, as a GM, I have a bucket load of screens open in front of me. So, yep, 54 plus 35 for a rear attack, and then, yep,
152 for the sword. Got the same plus as my other sword.
Okay, sure thing. 152 doesn't get its DB. That is. Yep, that's a net result of 231. There'll be a lot of additional hit points on this. It's a broadswords on. Just coming. Oh, less than I thought, actually. 81 divided by 16. No, less. It's actually only 13 hits, because it is made of complete and utter metal. However, you do get an E and a B on this, and yes, and this is not your main sword, so it is just the E and the B. E crits on a. Is it a magical sword, Severin?
Yes.
Okay. Roll the E crit, please.
Bastard. 2.
What was it?
2.
2. Bugger. 15 hits. You fumble your weapon and must parry next round. Good luck, pal.
You could fail a crit.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yep. If you're attacking on the large creature critical table, which you are, yep, you fumble your weapon and must parry it next round. Do it 15 hits though. Yep.
Okay.
Yes. Yep. Have a look. Large creature crits. Yep. And then rolling a B crit as well. Roll the B crit, please.
45.
Large creature crits are open-ended. You can kill them with a high enough roll. 45, you do another 18 hits. A lot of damage being meted out on this thing. That is the end of your round, Severin. Nicholas.
I thought you were going to say at the end of the round. I was going, Yee! So, I'm just going to ask a sort of a lore question about what Nicholas would know about his spells. So he's wanting to cast Lesser Phantasm, wanting to know if he can cast Lesser Phantom on this. So he's learned his spell list. He knows the conditions in which these spells work.
Mm-hmm.
This one says it's going to be a mental illusion.
Mm-hmm.
Will he? And from his knowledge, does he know if it'll work on what he's looking at?
Does it have a mind, in other words?
Or is it sentient or thinking at least? Yes, was how he'd read it. That it's got to have enough to have an awareness in what it uses for a brain or its logic to have an awareness, a situational awareness. And he might not know because of course he's never come across one of these before. But I'm just talking about from his.
Yeah, sure. Do you have any applicable skill that you could roll? A 10% action to roll a lore check, some kind of lore check. Do you have a lore check that might? Do you have anything on?
He's got mental illness lore.
No.
So minds and that sort of thing is his research area. Sanity healing.
Mental research lore. Look, maybe. Give me a roll on mental. This is a 10% action to pause for a second and have a think.
Yep.
Do we roll?
70.
70. It's masked because it's an action you can't see. Yeah. Just out of Nicholas's realm of understanding. He doesn't know.
Oh, okay. He's going to give it a go anyway. Thought a bit. Yeah. If it was a definite no, he thinks it doesn't, then he wouldn't. But he's just going to give it a go. So
okay.
He will. He's prepared one round. He will cast his spell.
Sure.
Waving his hand, so it's extra +5.
Mm-hmm.
Oof. 85.
85. The spell definitely goes off. What's the spell, please?
It is Lesser Phantom. The target is attacked by a creature of shadow. The creature is actually a mental illusion, and only the target sees the creature. The creature will immediately attack the target in melee.
Okay.
There's more, but it's just about how it attacks and things.
Okay, sure. There is no effect on this thing.
Cool. So
or it doesn't.
15%.
It doesn't appear to react, or there's no. Yes, you don't know.
Yeah,
No.
sure. How far can Nicholas get in 15% action, please? Can he get to the less out of its sight into the little corridor where everyone else is?
What's his base movement rate?
60.
So you tell me. The distance is.
Yep.
The distance is 18 foot. I would say, however, you and Askell. I don't usually ask for maneuver rolls, but I would ask for trying to get through, push past Askell to do so.
He could go around the front of the pillar, couldn't he?
He could. Yep.
I'll do the maths, and so what did I say? 15%. 60 times point. Okay. So if he was to do it at a run, he could go 18 foot.
Okay. I'm not going to ask for a roll. He does that.
Yep.
Okay.
So scooting into that little.
So quite unnervingly, runs past the front of this thing here, runs rounds and into your little corridor back here. Okay, done.
He'll go as far back as possible, please.
Okay. Oh, that's as far back as he can go.
Oh yeah, cool. Thanks.
Next up is Tanya.
Right. So last round she had it out, didn't she? Was that right?
Big fun.
Well, I'm trying to remember. Sorry, I'm getting confused. What did she do last round?
She shot it.
She shot it, right? Okay, so and that's the second round done. So she will have to spend this time reloading.
Okay, cool. Done. That's what she does for the whole round?
Opportunity run the fuck away. But no, it's not going to. If it lumbers around the corner, but that's all she can do, I think, from this round. But
Okay.
she can fire. Is that not right? Load fire. Third round. Restring arrow.
If it's on, if it's on the sheet, yep, we'll go with that.
But opportunity run away if it happens to come.
Done. Done. Cool. That's the end of the rounds. Into the next rounds. Rolling initiative. Anybody needs to adjust initiative or parry, please mark it down. GM's just going to grab another drink. Back in a sec.
Oh, that's a shame. I was hoping that mental illusion spell was going to work, but makes sense it didn't. That would have been cool. Worth a go.
Does that mean we can assume this thing is brainless?
Yeah.
I think it's thinking, because I think that this is the fourth thing that Nicholas sensed. 3 people in the room. You sense 4 presences. 3 people in the room, and this one. But there is a difference between being sentient thinking and having a mind, for sure. I think. Nicholas, I'm planning on cutting through the webs and trying to make a way around the back. That's Nicholas's plan, because I mean he's got mental spells, and that's sort of it.
Right.
Unless there's a better plan. Don't mean to be clogging back there. Sorry, anyone, but
Well, I think we should all be doing something, and that definitely. Yeah, I mean the only other I'd say that's those who can smash it.
Yep.
I'd say moving more slowly. I reckon if some how are you doing for hits, Askell and Yotto?
Yeah. So I'm up to 64. I'm going to prep and firebolt, which is what I should have done last time. Bugger the hit points up. We've got to kill this thing.
points.
Yeah, I reckon we should be all trying to attack it each round, those that can, right?
Should I go invisible or save my point?
I don't think you need to at the moment, JD. You're out of sight. Yeah.
Just keep hiding apart from your eyes. Yes.
Yeah.
Do we want Jada to follow Nicholas back?
No, she's got to keep.
She's got to keep line of sight, doesn't she? Yeah.
But if it comes around the corner, yes. Hopefully there's no spider webs and I can go behind the next wall and peek out.
One would assume it's going to turn around, given I've just attacked it from behind.
Yeah.
Which obviously then frees you up to attack it from behind, with a certain degree of confidence.
Oh,
if it turns around, what happens to the medallion?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's why I was trying to say opportunity action on Jada. I think, though, if you look at the description, it says you need to keep an eye on the object.
Meaning the monster, not the actual medallion.
Right. So you need to keep an eye on the big beast here.
Yeah,
Once attacked, the object must be within line of sight of the owner. It doesn't say the medallion. It says once attached, the owner can command it to make an object is attached to 100 times heavier for 10 rounds. The object must be within line of sight. So I think you're okay. But again, maybe ask the question when Chris comes back. Or point that out. Just so there's no surprises.
Okay. Oh, here he is.
40 seconds. Yeah.
GM. Now that Severin's attacked this creature from behind, let's say it spins around. As long as I keep that monster in sight, the medallion worked there. I don't need to see that tiny medallion. It's the thing I've put it on I need to see. Yeah?
The object, which is the torso, the torso. In other words, the front torso of the creature.
Okay. I should put it on its head. Thank you.
Sure. Okay. 40 seconds in. It's been 40 long seconds that you've been smashing at this thing. And we are off. First actor is Jada.
So this is where I'll use the opportunity move. So that my intention is that I am always looking at its torso. So if it turns around, I need to be able to interrupt you and say, hey, I would be running around the other side. Is that correct use of opportunity action?
Say again, sorry.
Oh dear. So I'd like to do an opportunity action. So what I'm worried about is
Yes.
that when it turns around, I won't be able to control it anymore. Which
Yep.
is obviously not good. So if it does do that, my opportunity action would be to get around in front of it.
Okay.
So to run around maybe behind that pillar so I can see the front of it without it hitting me.
Cool.
And I just interrupt you if I need that to happen.
Yes, please.
But
So
I'll
I'm just
remember to take
rereading this. The object must be within the line of sight of the owner. I think that means you need to keep looking at the thing that you are looking at. So let's say, for argument's sake, you wanted to weigh down a person's sword, for example. You would need to keep looking at that sword and looking at your medallion on that sword. You'd keep that sword in line of sight. Or if you wanted to make a key incredibly heavy, you can't just simply put the medallion on the key and then forget about it. You've got to be able to continue to see the key. So you've got to continue to be able to see the segment of which you and where you put it on this critter.
That makes sense.
Yep.
So I'll just call out to the guys that as short, as few words as possible that's what I'm going to do. If it turns around, I'm going to go around the front.
Cool, done. So I've heard that. Thank you. So so you're waiting to see if that happens and for you to do that. Is that right? Yep.
Yeah, I'll interrupt you when I
Great, done.
later.
Askell, you're next.
Yeah, he's just going to hold there. He didn't really hear from everyone what we were going to do, so he's just going to peek his head around the corner and see what the behemoth is up to.
Okay.
So we'll just do another perception check.
Yeah, sure. Get me wrong.
$43.
43. What's his perception, please?
31.
Minus 20 because it's 10%. Look, you don't. Yeah, you're not sure. You just see this massive thing looming in your direction. Severin's. You do see that Severin's behind it.
I can just see which way it's facing. Is it still facing?
Correct. It's still facing towards you.
It's facing towards me.
It's
Okay,
facing
cool.
this direction.
Oh yeah. All right. He'll just tuck back behind.
Okay. Next up. What does it do? Hmm. 50% chance it slowly attempts to turn around and see what just delivered it a massive amount of damage at the back. 50% chance it continues lumbering towards the corner. 50 or below, it tries to turn around and see what hit it. 50 or above, it comes towards the corner. So it tries to take, let's see how it does. Yeah. A very slow, agonizing step, 2 steps forward. It is really, really, really slow. And you can see it, Jadar, as you keep your eye on it, that it is, it's clearly impaired. It's moving ponderously slowly, inching forward. But it is moving towards you. As it does that, it again fires with an almost point-blank range. Like it's 12 foot away from you, Jada. It's almost breathing on you. It raises its hand and again tries to send one of these things right at Jadar's head. Again, stressing that it's definitely clearly not operating well. Here it comes at you, Jada. Oops. And bearing in mind, Jada, you are just peeking around the corner. Although, once it begins to move further down, your amount of cover, because Tanya's in front of you, will be lessened. Again, Jada, it fires, this time rather unnervingly for you, Nicholas. This circle, this dinner size and a half worth of metal smashes into the wall not far away from Nicholas, but misses both Jada and Nicholas. But it is uncomfortably close for our favourite mind doctor-y person, Nicholas. But it did miss you, Jada. Clearly this thing cannot move fast. It barely was able to take those maybe 2 steps forward towards you, Jada. Severin, you must parry this round.
This round? Oh yeah, because of the thing. That's unhelpful.
But you can move. You can parry. You can. So you take a penalty. You can parry with only 5%, but you can still move at 75% of your normal rate.
Well, I may as well just move. I mean, I want to attack it next round if it doesn't turn around.
Yep.
So I just want to be able to do that at full strength. So if that means edging forward to enable to do that, I'll do it. But I'm not going to. Don't need to be right on it. I can take a few steps, presumably.
Yeah. Cool. Done. Nicholas.
Nicholas is well. Going to ask, how far will he be able to clear the spider webs at the back of that little corridor? He's got his sword out, his magical sword, if it makes a difference. Based on our experience of the webs upstairs,
It's going to take a while. He thinks he could probably hack through to at least allow passage, particularly if Yotto gets out of the way or if he goes around Yotto's side. He could probably hack through that in about 30 seconds in about 3 rounds. That bit from here to here. It doesn't know exactly. It might be longer, but
okay. So it's that slow. Okay, really not.
Yep. That would take about 3 rounds. In terms of getting you all the way through down here, that's going to take a long time.
He's out of there. No. So he would like to Scarpa. He would like to run around and relocate at the next. So running. Doesn't he want to stop and attack it? Be so silly.
What was it?
Having Nicholas attack it. My God. Well, that's where we're up to.
My God, we are desperate. We are desperate. Yeah. If Nicholas is attacking it, my God.
Some barbaric sort of, putting things with bits of metal. He doesn't approve. Well, he does for other people. Can you please give me the distance to the corner, the corner at the bottom of the stairs? So he's thinking of relocating where he's hiding. Yeah, that's the one.
59 feet.
Okay, so he can make that, right, just for silliness, he can make that by running, because he's 60 foot around. So if he spent half his turn running to just round that corner, he could do a 50% action, a 50% attack with a short sword on it, couldn't he?
Except, as we didn't do last time,
true.
Disengage from combat.
Yep. Even though it's already used its turn?
Yes.
It can still. Okay, cool. No, then he won't. He will. He will. Thank. Yeah, that's what he's going to do. He's going to relocate to that corner because he doesn't want to get trapped in there.
Okay. Typically,
he'll sort of say something like change direction or something here. Yep.
I typically don't request from players. I was sometimes sweating the small stuff with asking for maneuvers left, right, and centre. Running across here, no issue at all. It's flat ground. Can you just give me a roll, please? I'm only interested in fumbles, just to see if he trips over some of this rubble.
Yeah, rolled a 7, so not great, but not a fumble.
Not a fumble, okay. He does relocate, and Nicholas, you get up to here.
Yeah, can he be... Yeah, no, cool, thank you. Great. He'd prefer to be peeking around the corner, but peeking out to... Yeah, you know what I mean.
Cool.
Thank you.
Where is his pack, by the way? Where is everybody's pack?
He's not. Nicholas isn't encumbered.
Okay. Yep. Next up is Yotto.
He's going to fire a firebolt at him.
Okay.
And just so you know, Chris, obviously he'll use his spell mastery. And the spell mastery he's going to try and do is to pony up the crit severity.
Okay, so that's, I think we decided before, that's a negative 30, so he needs to roll 101 with a spell mastery negative 30 plus a spell mastery skill. Give me a roll, please.
Great. Cool. Yeah. Okay, and this all just happens on a single roll.
Yes. Now, if he rolls, just checking the rules as I did before, if you fail the spell mastery by one, I'm just checking it, and also for viewers and listeners, if you fail the result by 1 to 25, the spell goes off with no effect, so you just cast a firebolt. If the result is 26, or is the failure is more than 26 above, then you roll an extraordinary spell failure. Cool. Give me a roll, please.
So he prepped one round, waving his hands and all of that stuff.
Did he prep?
Yeah, he prepped last round.
He did too. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So it's 74.
74?
That's right.
What's his spell mastery?
Yeah, awesome. His spell mastery is 102.
Wow. Negative 30.
Minus 30.
Yep, minus 30. That's that. Where's this?
Plus 10 for waving his hands and stuff, yeah?
Yeah. No, that casts on the actual spell roll, not in the spell mastery. But that definitely deserves a... Nice one. So spell mastery works. Give me a roll, please.
Sure, what for?
For the... So that was the spell mastery. Now you need to roll the spell attack. They're not one...
69.
69?
69!
Nice.
And his directed spells are 80.
Lovely. Yotto on that with a... I must update this. I thought I had 80. Cool. There's no range. That is... So this alters the crit by 1. So that was going to be a B crit. It's now a C crit. And you do it 7 hit points in a C hit crit. Roll the C, please. 5 8. You do another 13 hits.
Thanks, Chris. How much of his action has he got left?
Just 7 plus 13. 20. He moved a little bit. He would have, call it 20%.
Sure, so he'll do his move and melee parry to get back under cover.
Okay.
At 20%. Thank you.
Melee. Oh, okay. Done. Tanya.
Right. She would like to move and then fire.
Okay.
This thing's pretty good. What's the distance between it and her?
Uncomfortably close. It is just under 10 foot away. It could almost reach out and touch her.
Right, so we need to move. Right, so she's going to... You see that pillar there? She's going to run to the side of that and use it for cover.
Okay.
And then shoot it from there. And then... yeah, using the thing as partial cover, yeah, essentially like that. That's right. She's also, as she's going to save a little bit so she can duck back after she's fired.
Yep.
She's also, if she goes, she's going to scream loudly.
Okay.
As she does it.
Cool.
What?
What does she scream, or is she just screaming in general?
Oh yeah, she's just saying. She's going to scream, distract from Jada. You know, distract it from Jada or something like that.
Cool. Give me a roll, please.
So what is that? Yeah. So what kind of? Sorry, I'm not sure what I've got left on my round.
Well, we'll make the attack first.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yep.
77.
77. Good roll. Certainly no range issue. It's right on you. Why was... Oh, yes. 131 with all the bonuses on her bow and arrow, etc.
Yep.
Wallop. So that's 178 minus 150 divided by... And it is a long bow. 1, 2. Cool. You do it, Jada. 15 in an E. And it's a magical weapon, we determined.
Yep.
Give me a... Whoops. Magical large. There we go, that's better. There we go. Roll the E, please.
75.
75. It's a good result.
Come on.
You do another 13 hits. That's it.
Hmm.
Now it was 28 over. Do you get an additional? You don't, unfortunately, get an additional crit, but you do get one for the fire. Or you must be right.
Yeah. Sorry, how many hits was that? I forgot to write down.
15.
15. Another 15.
Yep.
Yeah, and then a fire as this. Yeah.
Yep.
So that was a 7, whatever it was.
Yep. Yep. Yes. 75 for the fire. Yep. So that was another 20 hits.
Cool. Thanks.
No worries. You have been collectively meting out a massive amount of damage on this thing. Severin and Tanya have. And a bit of Yotto as well. Very good. Tanya... Oops. That is the end of the round. Initiative, any changes to parry, etc. Anybody that needs to tell me about adjusting their initiative for having a bow on the string, let me know. Going once, going twice. We're off. Jada, you are first to act. What do you do?
Can you hear me?
Yes?
I need to get away, so I'm going to run to that pillar where there's already two people behind it, so I can peek out and see its torso still.
Yep.
I will jog.
Okay.
Jog around behind there, peek out behind.
So looking over Tanya's shoulder. Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Is that it?
Oh gosh, yes. Have I got enough? Oh, how much did that use? Running that far is. Oh, that's fine.
That was a 22 foot.
Yeah, that's fine. I should be. Oh, yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Next up is Askell.
Right, Askell's noting that everyone's starting to move to that pillar, and it's going to get congested really fast. He's going to dash out. Oh, see, people are on the way, so we have to go out the front and dash to the other pillar. And when he gets close to it, he's gonna, as he's running across, he's gonna yell out at the thing as well, just similar to Tanya, just screaming. Obviously, we're trying to do a distraction.
So he's moving to here?
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Alright. Done.
Yeah, yelling and whooping and yahooing.
Cool. Cool. Anything else? That was the distance of 20 foot. So you'd have call it I don't know. Call it 60% left to act.
No, not enough. All good.
Okay. Yotto.
Yeah, I think he's going to prep.
Prep. Sure.
And who use the last 10% as an opportunity action to parry if he gets to.
Sure thing. Nicholas.
Nicholas is going to gesticulate and cast a spell.
Sure thing. So +5 to his roll. Five or 10, Pete?
5, I think.
Yes.
It's the shouting out for.
Yes.
Yeah, it's an attack spell or a base spell, and this is a base spell.
Cool. Let me roll.
Oh, okay, no worries there. 92.
Oh, yes. Nice. Cool.
So he's decided what we need is a bird.
Okay.
So he'd like to summon his server elemental in front of this thing, between it and Jadar, but he does not want to obscure her vision, so it is somewhat transparent. So if it's see-through enough for her to still be able to see it, then he'll do it there. If it's not, he'll do it to the side.
No, it'll have to be the side.
Okay, cool. Okay, so he'll do it, so I guess, against the wall. Well, he'll put it somewhere where it's not obscuring Jada's vision.
Okay. Is that a bird?
Yeah, it's fine.
Fine.
So from my vision, it's sort of like an upright, sort of angel-y sort of structure, like with bird wings, but that bird works. So it's like a.
How large is it?
Find it. It is about 12 foot tall.
Wow.
And it can be as wide as he wants it, so he wants to make it narrow so it's not taking up too much space.
Yep.
Right.
It's more upright than a perfect. So definitely wanting to keep it out of Jadar's line of sight.
How's that for a bird?
That's very well done. Thank you.
Yep. Okay. Oh, a bird that's about to fall over.
Yeah.
So if Jadar's having to look at it this way, you could pop Birdie here.
Yep. So long as it's not going to interfere with Yotto's thing. Yep. He's wanting it to be a distraction.
Okay.
And then it can do some attacks next turn. Thank you.
All right. Very good.
Can Nicholas do a? Sorry, can he do a 10% perception behind him?
Yeah,
Just
sure.
cause-
Yes. Because you're paranoid.
Yeah. Well, no, it makes. I mean, because you wouldn't do that. You know, he just run around that corner, and you wouldn't just
Sure.
looking the way you come.
Sure.
Of course, you'd have a look.
Sure.
He's rolled an 8. Not necessarily paranoid.
I would have at least told you if there were something around there, but still. Yep.
Yep.
8. What's his perception, please?
39.
Cool. A lot of noise going on around here, but he doesn't hear anything and he doesn't see anything. So what his view is, is that.
Is that door open or closed?
Good question, actually. It's open.
Yep. Okay. Assuming that's where it came from. So yeah.
Cool. Yeah, you can see into. What can he see?
Oh, he doesn't have his lantern anymore, does he?
He doesn't, but there's quite a lot of firelight right by
Well,
it.
was that what I mean? Sorry for the mechanic of him lighting the area.
It doesn't. No, you don't need it.
Oh,
Don't need it. You would get a small glimpse. So hang on, I'm just going to do this. Oops, no, I'm going to do this. And sod it. Hang on. Yeah, there'll be adequate enough. The door is definitely open, and he would be able to. Oops. See a little bit of what's in there. Oh, why is that not? Oh no. Oh no. Did I delete the wrong Nicholas? I think I deleted the wrong Nicholas. Just a second, please. Yes, I did. That's annoying. Five. If this isn't going to play ball, I might just have to. There we go. Oh yeah, that works, I think. Cool. I'll do it. I had two figures of Nicholas before and I deleted one and it was the wrong one. Never mind.
Everyone needs two figures of Nicholas.
Clearly.
We need two Nicholases. He's so wonderful.
Clearly. He does get to see something. So the door opens. The door is open, I should say. And he is looking through and... Oops. And can see what looks like a narrow gap, only about 7 or 10 foot wide, and there's some kind of something on the wall, a picture or something on the wall. He sees through there. Anyway.
Yeah, Tanya would have mentioned that when she described what her future vision was, didn't she? So there's artwork through there. Cool, thank you.
Sorry, that took a little bit longer than expected. Okay, next up we have this critter. Okay. Oh. It very, very wobbly and painfully turns around and swings at 7.
You'll see my notes in the chat say if it's facing him, he'll go full parry.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Perfect. That's exactly what the Discord's for. Lovely. Takes a long time to come around. You're reasonably prepared for it, Severin, and it swings at you. Cumbersome, slow, heavy.
Same as before. Using shield and sword and shield as before.
Sure thing. So shield first off with the great swords. Again, you turn this blow to one side with the massive sword with relative ease. The second attack. So again, there's this kind of shik noise, and this blade has dropped down and is hanging down off the front of its left hand.
Excuse me, Chris. Sorry to interrupt.
Yep.
Can I be still moving in sight since it's turned around?
You can. You had definitely stated that, and
just behind the other pillar.
Yes, and you definitely stated that. Plenty of time. You see it moving, and yes, Jada, you can move.
Thanks.
And you're there. And I'm going to say the minimal amount of time that you wouldn't be able to see it is enough, however, for the magical effect to continue. So yes, it's you're still looking at it. The attack with its shorter weapon, Severin. You're parrying on this. We determined it was 76 from memory.
Yep.
Yeah, even less effective. So it's slow, and as an experienced swordsman, you can kind of see these moves being telegraphed quite some time in advance, and it's relatively easy for you, frankly, Severin, to block these two aside. It doesn't come close to touching you.
Right.
Tanya. This creature's back is now facing you.
Yeah, I might shoot at it then, funny enough.
Give me a roll, please.
32.
32 with a rear attack. Doesn't get its DB. Bumpfer. 38. I think it was 12 actually. Divided by 3. So 15 in an 15 in an E. It was 188 minus 150 is 38. The good news, Tanya, is you get an additional crit, so you get an E, an A, and your flame attack on this. You must be running out of flame arrows soon, I'd imagine.
I've only got.
These don't
Yeah, they are.
replenish.
They are, yeah. But I've got 5 in total.
Cool.
But yeah.
Okay. Very good.
So, what was the initial hit? Sorry.
15.
15 again, right? Okay.
15 on the initial, and then rolling the E puncture, and it's a magical large. Whoops, hang on. Magical large. Cool. Roll when you're ready, please.
54.
54. Another 25 hits. Smack. And then again, 2 more crits on this thing. First is, let's do the other B, please. So B.
Yep.
A sec. Just whoops. Oops. Ugh. Magical large. Roll the B, please.
98.
Roll again.
62.
That's a result of 160. Is that a killing stroke?
I hope so.
You, Tanya, there is a mighty twang from your bow, and you just sense instinctively that this is a good shot. And the arrow smashes through. You don't manages fluke hitting a section of its helmet or something where there's a gap, and there's a crunching noise as your arrow comes out the face of this thing. It teeters, and does it fall forward onto Severin? There is a 30% chance it falls forward. Exclamation mark R space D 100. If it's 30 or under, Severin, you're going to have to make a maneuver. Otherwise, let's see what happens. No. Your arrow just goes straight through this creature's head, and it just stops. Its arms just fall suddenly limply at its sides, and the sword drops from its hand. Tanya,
You.
that has killed 14th level.
Oh my god. I'm glad I didn't know that before we started.
Well done.
Oh,
Far out.
Gee.
That was by the
Beautiful
numbers. By the
Perfect timing
numbers.
as well. Perfect timing.
That definitely deserves a
Good job.
and very
Is that the
nice.
soldier?
And this thing moves no more.
Maybe we should dismantle it.
With a bit of scrap metal.
Well, in case it's reanimated in some fashion.
Get the medallion.
Oh, because it's a robot. They can do that,
Well, we
right?
don't know what it is
Give
really.
Chris ideas.
Magic.
I expect
We'll get my medallion back.
Believe me, he's already have thought by now.
That was a shot, Tanya. Bravo. We'll play out the rest of this round. No, we won't. We will come straight out of rounds. And yeah, what are your characters collectively? How do I want to do this? I'll go through each character. Tell me roughly what they do, and then we'll play it out. So, firstly, Severin, tell me what you do in the next couple of minutes, 5 minutes or so, 4 or 5 minutes or so.
I think he'd be keen if he learnt that door was open for someone to shut it, and I think he's quite keen to topple this thing over and actually dismantle its head.
Okay, cool.
So he'd like some maybe rope and pull it over or something. Someone else pushing. I just think we should decapitate it. And pull it onto its back.
Cool.
And leave the medallion on there, I reckon.
Tanya, in the next 4 or 5 minutes or so, what are you planning on doing?
She'll restring an arrow and she will go to where Nicholas is and keep it primed on the door.
Cool. Jada, this thing you saw this absolutely. You saw the arrow come out of its mouth or out of its head from behind. A hell of a shot. What do you do?
Yeah, I think I think also we need to try and kill it permanent.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case it comes back to life. So I'm getting ready to take my medallion away, but not yet.
Okay.
So I'll just keep within sight.
Mm-hmm.
Stand back in case it comes to life again.
Cool. Nicholas, next 4 or 5 minutes. What's your plan?
Yeah, he'll go and close the door. He'll go and close the door. Congratulate Jada. He will have the bird go and stand at the scared soldier's room
Okay.
door. And then be available to help with toppling if needed. But he'd rather not get his hands dirty.
Okay, cool. Askell.
Askell sheath his cutlass, and then he'd probably go to the nearest sort of crate where he could sit down and then sort of slump on that and just say to Jada, show that he's still bleeding out and say, little help, and getting a bit woozy here.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And lastly, Yotto. Next 4 or 5 minutes. What are your plans?
He'll come out, congratulate Tanya, and probably go and hang out with Birdie. He'd be fully prepped, so if those dudes decide to come out and cause trouble, he'll do something about it.
Cool. So the bird is moves over here, as does Yotto. Do you have a whoops, grabbed the wrong thing. Do you have a preference of where you're standing, Yotto? On mute, Giles.
No, other side, yes, there. No, other side. If the door opens and they look aggressive, he can shoot in there. That's which you can't do there. The door opens the other way.
Yep.
Other side of the bird.
Yeah. I get it. I'm just having some issues with the map. Oh, for God's sake. Where is he? There you go. There.
It's a very eager bird.
Damn it. Okay, cool.
Probably a little further away, Chris, so he doesn't get stabbed. But he can fire at distance, but he doesn't want someone opening the door and stabby. Yeah, maybe more like 10, 50. Yeah, perfect. Thanks.
Okay. Tanya, you're heading down, feeling perhaps a little bit smug with your success, or not, I don't know. Team effort and all that, but nice shooting. Heading down, and Nicholas, you were heading up. You come to the door, Nicholas. and you close it. And Tanya, you're also going to the door. You're closing it, Nicholas?
Once Tanya's there, he would. We'll see if she would prefer to close it. But if she doesn't want to, he'll go up and cautiously close it. Yes.
Okay.
Have a quick peek. She's happy just to look back and up and down that corridor she's already visualized.
Okay. I'll. All right.
And then close it.
Okay, done. In that case, just 1 second. The GM will just do this.
Because we'll leave her to do that. He'll stand back.
Yep.
He's a scaredy cat.
Sure. It's kept him alive so far. Oh, come here. Here we go. Here we go. Just give me a second or two to do this. Okay, I think we're good. Oh yeah. Okay. What I will do, Tanya, is I'll just quickly grab you and I'll show you what you see. And yes, there's a good chance you'll tell your companions, but actually I'd prefer you to describe what you see rather than me show everyone.
Chat room 1.
Chat room 1 in about 2... Oh. It's weird. Chat room 1 in about 2 seconds.
I'm just going to make myself comfy.
Yeah, okay. I'll be through in a sec. So, oh, have you got a reveal on you? You do. How weird. Just coming. All right. Back in a sec, guys. Hello.
Hello.
That was some. Oh, sorry, Graham. You're right.
Yeah, all good. You. You there? I can't hear.
I'm just dealing with something
Oh,
here.
you're back.
Okay. Right. Oh, sorry. Sound effects.
Do you want me to make some?
No. Well, you can if you like. Can you make a dungeon noise?
Yeah.
There we go. Excellent. You should be rather chuffed about that.
Oh, that was a bit of a relief actually.
That was some nice shooting. Okay. So I don't know how well this is gonna. Oh no, it's gonna do this stupid thing.
You can just use your words if you prefer.
No, I'd prefer to show you. I've put time and effort into the map. I'll like to show you. Okay. So. Okay, you can see that.
No,
you can't. No, you can't because I haven't switched on. You see. There we go. You got that now?
Right. Yep.
Cool. Lovely. All right. 10 you can. Yep. Oh. Oh, no, don't do that. Yeah. No, stop. There we go. That's it. Cool. Oh, God's sake. Can I... No, I can't. So you're in a corridor, and this, I'm not going to be able to move much further, but you can see, in terms of the distance, it's quite a long corridor, 74 foot in that direction. You can see 1, 2 skeletons here.
Yeah.
You can just make out, and rather irritatingly, I can't move the camera, otherwise it'll start jiggling. But you can see an archway here. Again, very, very tall archway. And just inside the archway, there's a pillar, and there's you see a table and some other bits and pieces inside there, and through that archway. Behind you, of course, you're only peeking in one direction, or you've only told me I'm assuming only peeking in one direction.
No, I'll go the other way too. Sure.
Oh, okay. Okay, so in that case, I'm going to have to do this.
You want me to look away?
Yeah, please look away.
I'll go for a walk.
No, it's all good. Just hold the line. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I wonder if I can get that angle.
Bit fiddly.
Yeah, it is a bit fiddly, unfortunately.
If you just said there was a shut door on the other way, that's fine.
Okay, there's a shut door on the other way. Looking down that corridor, on the other direction, a lot shorter distance. So I can tell you, only about 24 foot behind you the other way is indeed a shut door. Hang on. Yeah, I'll take it back. Whoops, no. There we go.
Yeah.
You can see now. So back the other way in this direction. Yes, indeed. I'm not going to futz around with the map, but behind you, peering around this door and looking this direction, yes, there is another shut door, 24 or so, 25 foot behind you. So it's definitely further down here to there. And on all of the walls, you can see frescoes, artwork.
Okay. I mean, I don't want to hang around too long, but do I get a kind of quick idea of what's going on?
Of what the artwork is?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to study it, and I'm kind of, we'll come back, no doubt. But
yeah, sure. Hang on. This first one, what is this? Yeah. So this first one that you can see, at least this one right in front of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see it's very faded. So all of these are cracked and faded and clearly ancient. A group of elegantly dressed women, barely discernible, stand on what seems like ornately decorated chamber. Yeah, very hard to make out. Very, very beautiful people. Very beautiful women is about the only thing you can make out. Very, very hard to see.
And nothing that looks akin to what we've seen in this other room. There's no similar pillar or something.
No pillars. It's just a long corridor.
Oh no! I mean, in the illustration, I just wondered if it was anything that I recognized in them.
No, you can't.
No. Okay.
Can't see it.
All right. I think she'll then having a look, very quietly shut the door.
Yep.
And then suggest, well, she'll explain to the others.
Cool. Let's
what was there.
let's
Okay.
go back in. All right.
Cool. Thanks.
Nice one.
You weren't doing as much damage as because it was a big thing. Yeah.
Hello.
Back.
Howdy. Star is headed off. That's FYI.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's going bowling and go karting.
Ah, nice one. Awesome.
School, last of the school holidays.
Excellent. And we are a little bit over time, I'm afraid. Can people play on for a minute or so more, or do you want to call it there?
Yep.
Let's find out what.
I could just tell you what I saw. Not a whole heap, right? So through that door, there's a series of frescoes on the wall, very faint, but I can see kind of probably what are representations of the Lords of Arcana. Very fine dressed-looking people, and the corridor extends both ways. But looking as you go through on the left, it comes to a closed door relatively quick, close, about 20 feet away. The other way, it extends further, but also ends at another closed door. And there's an archway on the left that I could just see through, and I could see there's a table and something there and another pillar, but I didn't go any further. I've just shut the door.
One thing I didn't tell you, sorry, Graham, was there was light sources. There's clearly another lit brazier in through the archway, directly across. Yep, sorry.
The archway was really tall. It's probably likely that's where the creature came, and it doesn't seem to be in the habit of closing doors behind it, so we can assume it's not good housekeeping, but it's it may have lit the things itself. But anyway, she shut the door again, and she's going to keep her bow looking around that corner at that door, back towards where the rubble is, but just keeping an eye on it while the others do what they need to do. But yeah, nothing. I mean, certainly something we could look at next time, but probably need to sort the soldiers out first and the creature.
Cool. So Tanya's keeping cover of the door. Nicholas, what are your plans, please?
Nicholas was so he'd gone back to join everyone else, and he is controlling the bird and wanting to. Actually, he'll also, I believe, his other little whistling is still active and actually in the soldier's room. So he'd like to see through its eyes and see what is happening in that room.
Talk me through why that would still. Doesn't he have to concentrate?
Yep, when he wants to control it. But
Okay.
it's a summoned creature. It lasts for the duration.
Okay.
I mean, it might have. Yeah.
How long's the duration?
70 minutes.
Okay. Ample time. I'm not going to take you out, Pete, but you can whisper to your companions that the three men who are looking utterly, now you can't hear anything, of course, utterly petrified. The guy with the spear, this guy here, guy with the spear, let me just check. Is heavily bandaged and oops, hang on a sec, did the wrong thing. Hang on. Get it.
Well, I'll just interrupt you and probably.
No, don't
Problem
interrupt.
myself. Is there a light?
No, please, just give me a sec to concentrate. Sorry, I'm just in the midst of something, so just give me 2 seconds. Thank you. To concentrate. Thanks. That is a really good point, Pete. There is no light source in here, so you can't see.
And can't hear. Right. Okay.
And can't hear. So there is no light source.
Because we chucked the torch in, but I assumed they've snuffed it, or.
There's no light source in there.
Yep. Cool. Okay. Cool. That's what Nicholas is doing. So monitoring with the bird, basically, because he's not got any information from the whistling.
Cool. Okay. What are others? Talk me through. Let's just start with Yotto this time, then Askell, Nicholas, Jadar, Tanya, or tell me know what Tanya's doing, and Severin. Talk me through that. So let's start with Yotto. Or guys, just contribute. Tell me what you're doing.
Cool. I'm going to have to go pretty soon.
Okay.
Yoko basically will wait, by the door. He recognised we need to get these people, and unless people call for help in dismantling this large creature, he says he's happy enough to wait and rest.
Others?
Yeah, Asker will just be waiting till Jadar's free to give him some healing, which I guess happen next session.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. How many rounds that takes?
Cool.
Severin would like to topple the creature, and would like someone's assistance in doing that. He will tie a rope around its head. He wants to topple it backwards so that obviously we can get the thing back, the medallion. But leave it attached at the moment. But would like someone strong to push, and so he can either pull or push, or whichever way around it is. But he wants to see if we can get it on its back so he can take its head off more easily.
Okay, cool. So maybe we leave it there, because that is going to take quite some effort to maneuver a 750-pound thing over. He certainly can't do it by himself. Have a think about how you want to do that, and maybe we leave it there, guys. What do we think? Cool.
Yeah. All right. Good. Sounds good.
Cool.
I was going to say, Asker will just need healing in the next 2 minutes, otherwise he's just going to pass out.
Done. Yep. Come to that. Assume he would have done that when at the end of the fight.
Yeah, it was just that Jada's still focused on the
true.
metal man thing. So I thought next session, but it's just noting he needs to be healed immediately in the next session.
Cool. Let's play that out. Excellent. Sweet. There we go, guys. Nicholas, you had the player of character of the game to award. Who would you like to award it to?
Oh my goodness. Well, to Tanya, fantastic shot. We're all so relieved, I think. But I just thought that we all worked really well as a team. I thought, but Jada did the heavy metal thing and kept it in sight really well, and the hits were being done to it. So quite good work.
Good to see
but
you.
Yeah, Tanya, amazing shot.
That was
Yes, definitely.
good shot. Excellent. There we go, folks.
Great fun. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Buzz.
And
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, everyone.